In this video, I will challenge you to stay 1 week sober. 1 week of you not engaging into the addiction you're addicted to. Meaning 1 week of not smoking weed, not smoking cigarettes, no alcohol, nothing. See, if you can apply what I'm going to tell you in this video, or not even apply, but realize what I'm going to tell you in this video, what is actually possible, then you might as well change your relationship once and for all with the addiction you are addicted to. Now, I'm not saying that you will get instant results or suddenly quit and change your life or whatever. Not promising you some weird things, but what I am promising you is that you can set yourself on the right path, and slowly, once you're on this path, you can take small steps towards actually quitting once and for all, though it will happen over time. Nothing happens overnight. Let me tell you a quick story about myself. See, the thing is, back in the day, I was smoking weed myself. I used to be addicted for 10 years, managed to quit now for 6, but back in the day when I used to smoke weed, at a certain point during my times when I was smoking, I was well aware that something was wrong with me. I was very depressed, I just didn't know that, and I don't know how to put it into words, but the best way how I can describe it to us is I was a chode. Okay, my life was a mess, I was a mess, everything was a mess, and I didn't understand it, but I knew something was wrong with me. And so I was really into self-help. Now, the thing is, back in the day, I also used to be very intimacy deprived. Never had I ever had a true, proper experience with a woman. Also, never did I know how to really approach women, nor talk to them or have sex with them. Now, why does that matter? The reason why I'm telling you this is because that's how I ended up discovering RSD. Who are RSD, or who is RSD? What is RSD? RSD stands for Real Social Dynamics. They are all over the internet, and they help men get better results with women. Now, the thing is, they were making dating content and how you should handle women and all that. But next to their dating content, they are also very into self-help. And to be specific, more about bad habits, dealing with yourself, and they were framing it in ways how where it was very attractive to watch, in terms of making it very appealing for you to want to watch it. And that's how I ended up also consuming their self-help content. Not only did I consume their self-help content, but I also ended up buying their program. One of the coaches over there, he's also known as the world's most hated man. Back in 2016 or 17 that was. He has been through a media fiasco, also known as Julian Blanc. His course I ended up buying. His course was promising transformation, learning ways to deal with yourself better, more peace, and setting up yourself for success. Sounded very sketchy, very weird, and somehow I ended up spending my last money on that program. I was broke back also, and I didn't have a job. Somehow I managed to buy the program, and to my surprise, that is what actually helped me quit weed. I tried so many things. I tried going cold turkey, focusing on discipline, the Goggins way. Tried just throwing my weed out of the window and hoping I would stop. And to my surprise, it didn't happen. So the question becomes, why did that course actually manage to help me? As skeptic as I was of it. See, the thing is, the program, what I realize now, was based on one main thing, or the underlying frame rather, I should say. There was one main core theme present during the whole program, and that is shadow work. See, what shadow work basically comes down to is looking inwardly, in a nutshell. It's a specific psychology domain created by Carl Jung, if I'm not mistaken, and he basically discovered that we people have this thing called a shadow. He calls it a shadow. Basically the storage place where all of our subconscious patterns, thoughts, and belief systems store up. And so why is this important about what I'm going to tell you is because, it's not a natural consequence of our human experience to discover weed and start smoking it. There is a reason behind it, right? And with shadow work, we can unveil the coping patterns we've created, and thus our addiction will resolve. because our addiction is a consequence of the coping mechanism to begin with. And before I even go into that, shadow work is a whole different conversation. I can just talk hours for, how do you do it? What do you do it? But again, basically it's trying to search deeper in yourself why you are doing certain reasons, for what reasons. Because when we are like children, we grow up, we don't really have guidance on how to navigate the world. As a matter of fact, when we are children, our brain isn't fully grown yet, so we can't really put anything into context. And so the protective mechanism that our bodies, that our brains have, is to store it down somewhere else. If we go through a certain experience, something that's kind of traumatic or hard to process, our brains or our bodies, what they do is it stores it away. It can't disappear, like the bad things, the bad experience we've been through. But what it does, it just stores it away. And it can be something severe, but also small things, that's trauma in a nutshell, right? You can't process certain things, you can't put it into context. And so what happens is that experience gets buried away somewhere inside of you. And the place where all of this gets buried, that's called the shadow, right? And so unveiling those, going deeper inside of those, is what shadow work is about in a nutshell. And that's what is important to you as well. See, if you can not touch weed or smoke or drink or whatever your addiction is for 1 week, and observe yourself to see what will actually happen to you, something pretty interesting will happen. That was kind of the main course, the main theme of the course I took. The whole goal was to experiment with yourself. Take a step back and see what happens with your body when you're not engaging in the addiction. And what will happen may surprise you. Depends who you are and what you've been through. But I remember the moment I tried it, it came to a point sometimes where I became very frustrated for no reason. And this may sound obvious, but how about crying? I also started crying, literally. I remember sometimes becoming very stressful to the point where I'll just start shaking. See, when we don't engage in the addiction we are addicted to, what happens is the coping mechanism wants to stay intact. The reason why you want to smoke, right? Because there is a reason. Whether you believe me or not, there is a reason. That's a different conversation as well. But there is a reason why you're smoking. It's not a natural consequence of you just being okay, I'm gonna smoke. Oh, I'm 5 years old, I'm 15. There is a reason, there is a coping mechanism intact. And so because of that, if you don't smoke, if you take a step back, the coping mechanism will want to stay intact. And what happens is if you can take a step back from the addiction for 1 week, as an experiment and observe yourself, you might as well find the main reason why you are addicted to it. And if you find that reason, or multiple reasons, could be multiple reasons. If you find those reasons or thing, then you might as well have set yourself 50% towards success on quitting. Because in my opinion, 50% of winning the battle against your addiction is awareness, understanding why you are aware to begin with, why you are addicted to begin with, understanding why you are addicted to begin with, right? Because if you know why, then every time you get faced with your addiction, you will consciously know that you are actually escaping something or avoiding something. And then you can work with things, right? Then you can take action. Then there are things that you can do. And what those things are is a different conversation again. But I challenge you, stay sober for 1 week and see what happens. And after you've done that, let me know in the comments down below what happened. I'm curious. I'm very curious. I hope this video helped. I hope this video is valuable. See you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, you might as well watch this video. See you. Take care. Wish you all the best.